the biggest thing is communication,
Mhm.
right? And when you know something is about to happen, you can plan for it. So with our grownups in the building, just making sure that they knew, typically it happened in our monthly faculty meetings, what was going to be happening in advance. They had multiple emails. We were very responsive in all their questions and concerns and hope to make it as less of, what's the word? We didn't want to somehow stymie what they were doing in the classroom. We
Yes,
didn't want it to be an interruption. We wanted it to be something that just kind of
like an
they,
enhancement almost.
yeah, that they could flow forward with, they
Mhm.
could build upon and use often. So to create more relationships or fun in their
Yeah.
classrooms. So I think communication is key.
Mhm.
I think being open and honest is key. I think being super responsive to concerns is key.
Mhm.
I think that, yes, all of those are valid.
Mhm.
And when you teach in an art room or you teach in an English room and you teach in a chemistry lab, like those concerns I don't always think of as an English teacher. And
Mhm.
so hearing those and trying to kind of mitigate whatever kind of disruption would occur was a large priority
Mhm.
of what we did. We changed so many things throughout the year. We had big ideas and they were like, let's scale that back. Or
Yeah.
that's not a good day. That's not a good time. Nope. No, it's right before our progress alerts. Nope, we're not going to have that then. So we tried to really pay attention to the calendar, pay attention to the stressors that already live
Mhm.
on our calendar, and really kind of be honest with answers. People really wanted to change our mental health summit prior to breaks to the end of the day. And we were like, that's, I hear you, but,
Yeah.
and that's not going to work just because of
The
how
logistics.
people come to school, how people leave. If we really want this to be full engagement, we don't want it at the end of the day right before a break.
Yeah.
Let's really be mindful about what example we're setting. And so I think answering those questions honestly, hearing people talking about it openly in a faculty meeting, Laura and Danielle's door is always open, and they would often, anytime there was an email like, hey, this came across my desk, they would send it on to me, or they would answer it themselves to let me know what was happening. I could let the rest of our entire, and I'd like to call it our Jostens Renaissance network, because so many different people were a part and like got excited about accomplishing a goal. We all kind of like to win.
Yeah.
And so knowing that there was a bigger, larger prize at the end, that not only was this a really authentic thing that we wanted to do for our school and our community, we also wanted to be celebrated for it. And so I think everyone was really kind of on board, like, oh, this isn't just something that y'all made up. This is something that actually has a purpose, has a reason, has a framework, and it kind of makes sense already. So I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we had too many like naysayers, how folks might frame that, but I do feel the honest answers were huge. I think that helped provide feedback. And I think, we did have one thing that we were planning to manipulate the schedule and do like a 2-hour early release, but keep the kids and do an activity during that time. And it was like June 3rd. Our last day of school is June 6th or 7th. And I had a teacher who I have a great relationship with come up to me and like kind of pull me aside and say, Danielle, we've heard this is like a rumor. And if you manipulate the schedule this close to final exams, like, I don't know that we can do it. And I was like, oh, let's not. Right. And so then I went back to Jen and she was like, yeah, I'm kind of hearing the same thing. There are these concerns. And I think then we just changed it. We were open to saying like, oh my gosh, what were you thinking? In our April energy planning, that made so much positive sense. But in June reality, no way. Kids leave school early. They go on vacation early, right? And teachers are trying to close. So we just manipulated that to go over lunch instead. And so many teachers came and were like, this is exactly what we needed. This was fun, silly, manageable, and help close the year on a positive note. So I think listening and then following through on action based on that feedback. I think when you're an administrator, if you ask for feedback, you better be able to show how you take it and apply it, because then you're just kind of not honoring your staff's voice, and then you're not going to get that voice. And we knew that was integral to the success of any type of PBIS adoption, let alone going for like a Jostens Renaissance award, right? And so that I think would be information that if I could keep one thing from year to year, it would be the use of quick and responsive feedback. I think that our staff is pretty primed for that now, and now they're more willing to proactively come and say, oh, what about this? Or, oh, I was thinking about that when so-and-so said that in a faculty meeting, and I think I found a solution. That those things have helped us a ton, and it's helped kids.
Challenges are one in January, the character cards, and then the other, the honorary diplomas, I think they were in April and May. Those were so fantastic, and we were able to kind of put that with our homeroom schedule that what we had going on, so that it allowed people to recognize each other in really positive ways. And I think that those monthly challenges that Jostens offers to us kind of hit that. Let's just go slowly with small incremental steps, baby steps.
Yeah.
And, you know, the character cards, we have done that in the past with our 9th grade.
Like learning community.
Yeah, I was going to say learning leadership, and I have it wrong now, but they have been successful. But when you do it for a whole year, sometimes they become stale, and sometimes you forget that, oh, this is a goal that we had. So keeping it small, keeping it like as a monthly challenge was really kind of fresh and exciting and new, and didn't feel overwhelming.
For sure.